Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Greasy Gaming.
Today we're doing the highly requested Draw My Life video. If you don't know what a Draw My Life video is, it is that we tell the story of our life and then we draw.
Yes, so many YouTubers has done this before us. We're not the people who came up with the idea. I don't know who, but yeah, it's really trending on YouTube right now. So we thought we'd give it a shot.
Yes, a lot of you have been asking for this, but Nick Mac is going to start.
Yes. Yes. Well, I was actually born in a dumpster. No, I'm just kidding. I was born in a hospital like everyone else. So out from here, I was born and I had a really huge cock. So that's why they called me Peter. That's my real name today. So here is me, Peter, in a closer sight when I was a baby. As you can see, I had a huge cock. My dad and mom drove me away from the hospital. We were heading back home, but my dad lost control of the car and we kind of went downhill. And a truck came 120 miles per hour heading to our car, and flames were casting everywhere. And my parents died. But I actually survived. I just got knocked out a little when I hit the hard asphalt. But then this guy came to me. His name was Phil Stevens, and he came up to me and asked if I was okay, as if it even was a question. I wasn't okay, but he picked me up anyway, and he put me in his car, and we drove home to him. Actually, guys, we decided to not draw because it was really tiresome and exhausting. So I decided to just add pictures when we edit the video instead. So yeah, anyways, Phil was driving me home and he was taking me as his own child. Actually, he had some problem with his prostate, so he couldn't actually produce any cum and make his own children. So he had always wanted children, so yes, finally he found some. So when we came to Phil's house, he fed me with Heinz beans, but I thought Phil was a cool guy. He had video games at home, and that's how my relationship with video games started. Uh, he had a PlayStation 3, and my favorite game there was Lego Batman DC Heroes for the PlayStation 3. So I got many hundred hours in that game, and I also played other games such as Crash Bandicoot. I was falling in love with video games from that day. A few years later, Phil had a really sad message to tell me. He had been at the hospital. Doctor said he had the cancer. So I was of course really sad to hear that. But we lived happy his last days, and he was holding my hands. I said, I love you so much, and he died. So yes, I was about 7 years old at that time when he died. So I didn't know what to do. But orphanage rang my phone and they asked if I want to live there, and I said yes. So I didn't really want to, but I kinda had to. So I had a roof above my head and food on my plate. Yes, when I started at the orphanage, I also started at a new school called the Richmond Primary School. Richmond Primary was a really important part of my life. It actually changed my life, and I got a new friend. There was many bullies at Richmond, and one of them had long hair, so that's why we became friends.
It's me.
Yeah, that's him, and we've been friends ever since that day. I was 8 and he was 10, so we were 2 years apart, but that didn't matter because we enjoyed the same things and we had fun together. Oftentimes I went to his home and we played video games there. I didn't have a home, so he didn't visit me that often. So the years went, I went to middle school and stuff, and we decided it would be cool to make our own video game show or video game channel on YouTube. And that's where our history here on YouTube started. We started playing Minecraft. That was the game we played the most at the dawn of this channel. But we also had a lot of reviews and other stuff. Also, my dick is even larger than when I was born. I think it is at about 8 inches.
Alright, guys, it's my turn now. And it all started with that my mom and dad had sex. And actually, my dad didn't want to have children. And my mom had accepted that. But when they had sex, the condom broke and semen spilled everywhere. And that's where I came into the picture. And then my mom didn't want to take an abortion, so my dad he became a little angry, but he stayed with her. I would say I had a pretty normal childhood. When I was 4 years old, my dad showed me Skrillex, and from that day on, I always loved music, and I started to play the clarinet. But I stopped playing the clarinet the day that I saw my dad using the clarinet as a dildo. My story isn't as tragic as Nick Mac's story, but when I was about when I was 8 years old, my dad fell down the stairs and broke his neck. So on the hospital, we got the message that he wasn't going to live that much longer. I remember sitting next to him on the bed. It was the last day I lived, and the last thing he ever said to me was, "Son, you owe me $5." But yes, I also went to Richmond Primary School, and I was actually one of the cool kids, you could say. I was one of the bullies. But one day, a false rumor spread around that I had chlamydia. This is false. I did not have chlamydia, but my reputation was broken. And then I started to hang out with another loser that I bullied, Nick Mac. And it turned out we had a lot in common, such as video games. I actually didn't play video games that much before, but my favorite video game is Cory in the House on the Nintendo DS. I also like to watch YouTube, and my my YouTube star and idol in life is Dan TDM, and he's taught me how to be a man, how to stand up for myself, and how to shave my penis. Dan TDM fills a hole in my heart that my dad left when he died. And after watching Dan TDM for a while, I wanted to make my own YouTube channel, and I thought I could never make it. I could never be as big as Dan TDM. But today, I would say that I actually have made it. I would never believe that I would become such a big YouTuber. I think if there's one thing you need to take from this video is that never give up, always follow your dreams, and shave your dick.
Okay, guys, that was our stories. I hope you enjoyed them. It's real stories. Press F to pay respect. If you want more videos like this, please let us know by liking the video and visiting our website and subscribe.
And if the worms video gets 5 likes, we're going to do an ASMR. My dad broke his neck.